eyebrow transplant is an excellent procedure for certain patients to restore their natural eyebrow using their own hair. And so the nice thing about this procedure is that it's permanent, it's natural, it's your own hair that you can style and trim and dye however you like. First, we outline and designed what we want our new eyebrows to be. A lot of times we're following kind of an old tattoo or an old microbladed shape, or we kind of use a little bit of creativity and kind of come up with the new eyebrow shape. A lot of times patients want it a little bit more full, or they want it a little bit less arched, and so we have a little bit of fine-tuning that we can do when it comes to the eyebrow design. Basically, for an eyebrow transplant, we are relocating hair follicles. So we're taking a hair follicle of the similar size and caliber and fineness. We're taking that from a different part of the body, which is usually the back of your head, and we are then transplanting it or reimplanting it into the eyebrow region. And so that's how you get your own body's natural growth back into the eyebrow region. And after we numb the patient up, they don't feel anything, we take a small sliver of hair and then we close that with sutures, and they don't feel anything, and the scar is truly undetectable. Once the hair is obtained from the donor area, it then gets even more slivered and refined, and this is under high magnification microscopy, because hair follicles are very small and delicate, and so we want to carefully trim the areas that we don't need without damaging the hair bulb or the follicle itself. Once these follicles are ready to be transplanted, we then take the follicle and delicately insert it into a pre-made site at the correct angle and direction that we want it to grow. Usually for eyebrow transplant surgery, it's about 200 to 300 individual follicles per eyebrow, but it does vary. For our patient today, because it is a partial restoration, meaning she already has some of her own native hairs there, we did about 200 individual follicles per eyebrow. Immediately after the procedure, we'll see all the hairs that we transplanted, and we'll have a very good idea of what the final result's gonna be. But like all transplant surgery, the hairs that we do implant on the day of, they do fall out after about a couple weeks, and that's normal and expected. Starting around the 3-month mark is when the hair bulb starts to grow a new follicle, and so then we start to see the hair starting to grow in around the 3-month mark, with full results around the 1 year. We use the hairs that are not susceptible to falling out or thinning with age, so the results are truly permanent. Eyebrow transplant is one of my favorites because it really is the marriage of science and art, because eyebrow design and technique is very artful, and so that's one of my favorite parts, is just to see the end result and see how much satisfaction and joy it brings to both the patient and myself.